How's everyone doing? I'm Dale Pinkert. I'm your anchor and facilitator and FX trading warrior brother to everyone in this house. It's so close, I can taste it. So how's everyone doing today? Let's go over the charts. Euro pound making new lows. Still hasn't tested the big round number of 70. Remember, the turning points are between today and tomorrow, so dollar strength could stretch into tomorrow. Okay. We're still not at targets in the euro to the downside. Still looking for maybe another 50 pips to the downside, 60. Yen hasn't made a new high yet. About to, so this call was right. Canada peaked yesterday, but if the dollar continues, we could still get another shorting opportunity. I want to congratulate Tico on taking the short in Canada here. It's good for at least a trade. So maybe the dollar makes a new high and Canada posts a lower high. So Canada turned just like, I was just theorizing and guessing that crude could have turned yesterday on the second drive down here. This is where I showed the crude oil market and then it exploded. Not saying we can't get a third, but maybe that's what gives us another chance to short Canada. So those are my ideas. Still think there could be some more upside in the Dixie. Here's the Dixie here. You can see we're starting, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let me show you the Dixie. Here it is. So I was saying 1, 2, 3. So it looks like we're in the third drive in the Dixie up here. We could still go over par in the next 24 hours, but I would not be long the dollar here. Anyone who's long the dollar, the whole world is bullish the dollar. The whole world knows that the Fed may tighten and Draghi may add more aggressive QE. The whole universe, the whole cosmos is bullish the dollar here. So I'm not talking about an imminent collapse, but why not a pullback to the breakout? 97.50, 97, why not? So things are setting up. Let me say hello to everybody. The best trading room everywhere. Yeah, dollar index. Hi, Sir Vedran. Hello, David FX. Borgia used the new hashtag. Hi, Borgia. Alien, I hope you're feeling better. Zavi. Khalid, hi. Apostle, welcome back. Rob's here, Ed, Z's here, Fabian. Tico, you're the man on the Canadian call. Everyone congratulate Tico. He shorted Canada up there. May have taken it a little heat, but I think Tico deserves the Man Award. Who seconds the nomination for Tico's short in USD CAD, although I showed it before he did. Uh-oh, that's my ego. Uh-oh, my ego came out. Who seconds the nomination for the Man Award to Tico? Give me a Y if you do. Here's my Y. Tico, buddy. Nice work. So we celebrate everyone's victories in here. I'm as glad for Tico with a winning trade as I am for myself. It took me a long time to get there, but I am there. So I celebrate your victory. How about everyone congratulating Tico on the short in USD CAD, which is something we were discussing all day yesterday after we got the third drive pattern up here. There was a little bit more There was a little bit more upside. Remember I said we could get through the wedge line and the short is the next time inside of it. Who remembers that? Give me a Y. That we could get above the wedge line, but the next time we get back inside the wedge line, that's your signal. So this candle was your signal. All right, Tico. You're the man. The man award goes to Tico. So this man award goes with use less leverage. Use less leverage when you trade the markets. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage. Lose your head. Account. It may be dead. Use less leverage when you trade the markets. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage. You'll lose your head and account. It will be dead. Use less leverage. Tico's the man. Yeah, we had a lot of good calls yesterday. You know, Alien, I was thinking about something here. Remember a long time ago, here's Alien's look. Yeah, and Norm Winsky called that turn in crude too, didn't he? Norm Winsky had a turning point in crude. He showed it. So here's Alien's look on, what do we got here, buddy? The pound? Oh, the crude. Yeah. So that should be the death knell for Canada. I'm thinking that a little bit more dollar strength may carry Canada up one more time. Yeah. I was showing it intraday yesterday, Alien, on the second drive. I was showing it right here. Nah. I showed it live yesterday before you showed me this chart. Alien, so I was thinking, remember a few months ago we were thinking the dollar index could go to 99 something? Remember that? It must have been 3-4 months ago. We had a scenario where the Dixie could get up to 99.5 or so. You remember that? I forgot how long ago it was, but we were talking about that being a potential scenario for 99.5 before we had a big break. Do you remember that? Now that we're, flirting with it up here, I remembered. I forgot the count or the wave structure, the pattern that was happening at that time. Yeah, I want to bring you back in time. Remember the Dixie 99 was a target? Can you show that? And did it still end up fulfilling what we thought was going to happen 4 or 5 months ago? Maybe it was 3 months ago when you first started coming in here. Because it looks price-wise, that's what happened. Structure-wise, I'm not sure what we were looking at, but if you could pull up that chart, it's interesting we're at the 99.5 level. Yeah, that was a nice one, Rick. But we called it before you did. I called it before you, Rick. Na 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 na. I showed it up here. Now, all you guys are better than me. I'm just an amateur. But I was showing this right here. Yeah, I was showing the crude intraday here. Remember, guys, I drew this trend line on the RSI. Remember yesterday, guys, I showed the RSI diverging down here. But we could still get a third drive, guys. Don't rule it out. We could still go down to 41 for a third drive. Here's one. Here's two. We could still get three, guys. Hi, Ali. Use less leverage when you trade the market. Okay. All right, Rick. Sounds like someone came into the room here. Use less leverage when you trade the market. Goldie is in my head too. Yeah, so this shows even a new low. Thank you, Rick. 42. Got you. So what else do we have? I think Alien showed something here. Oh, here's long. I can't keep up with all these now. Oh, yeah, the pound. Uh-huh. Oh, no, this was, yeah, the Aussie. You did call that last week. 70-60, 70-70. Nice call. That was a great call. He made that ahead of time. He made that last week. Alien made it. Here's a veteran shot. He's looking for 101. And then a big rally. Okay. Thank you, Ved. Everyone thank Ved. Here's another one by Rick. Okay. 240. Thank you, Rick. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Congratulations, everyone. You guys don't need me. As long as you remember to use less leverage when you trade the market. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage or you might lose your head and your account, it will be dead. Use less leverage. Goldie's not here today because he's trying to get that song out of his head. Let's see who else is here. Adinda, Zabi, Fabian. Hi, Fabe. Jax, how are you? Rob, how are you? Alexei, James, Rob, Ed, ZFX, how are you? Ziggy's in the house. How you doing, brother Ziggy? You can use OneNote. So we'll see. Be great if you could find that Dixie chart talking about 99. Anyone probing Euro Pound yet? We are diverging. So we have a nice guest today. We have David Duty from CommonSenseCommodities.com in about an hour. Stand by for David Duty. Been in the trading business for 20 years, 1995. He has students from 67 countries. So looking forward to talking to David in a little while. Everyone doing okay? So I broke out the Elvis jacket today, guys. Get so close I can taste it. We could get one more shot up in Canada if the Dixie is not complete. Who loves Lar? Give me a Y if you love Lar. You guys love it? Who likes the price tag? Who likes the cost of membership in Lar? Give me a Y. I don't know if we're there yet. Yeah, I guess we did take out these highs. I thought we'd go 2380. We didn't take these highs out yet. I thought we would. Okay. See that, Ved? We still haven't taken out these highs. Industrial production came in lower. So I'm waiting for these highs to be taken out. I want a divergence on the 4 hour. I don't think I'll have one on the 1. It's too much mo here. Too much mo for me to short it. You like the price? Does that make you happy? Does that make you happy? Are you happy? Well, you know that Lar, it's not about you and me. And the best thing about Lar is you can join for free. You like the price? Showing your charts is nice. And if you need a new car, come on and hang out in Lar. 'Cause it's not about you and me. And baby, it's free. Give me an L. A. R. Lar, rar, 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 rar. It's free. For you and me, it's free. Oh boy. Everyone like that Lars song, Rick? I wrote that one, all the lyrics, chord pattern by Dale Pinker. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. What you got, Khalid? Wow, Khalid is gracing it. Oh, hold on. There's the alien thing. That's it, alien. That's it. Okay, that's it. So we get a pull back to 97 from up here, then go to 102. Alien found it. We were talking about this in August. Yeah. We were talking about this in the late summer as being a possibility. I thought it completed at 99. Anyway, thank you for looking for that, Alien. There's a little LAR history. So all the way back here, we were talking about 99. Huh. See what Khalid has. Whoops. The end. All right, Khalid's got it up in this channel. Thank you, buddy. I want to thank Khalid and Alien. And now Ricardo's Dixie shot. Yeah, you called this too, Rick. 105, yeah. Maybe we get a pullback to the breakout first. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Alien. Thank you, DK. Everyone, thank our contributors for sharing their great work with us that they could be trying to sell online. Thank you, guys. Okay. Who else is here? So some good shares by the community already. Any new handles in here? No. Just Nathan. Nath looks like a new handle. Everyone welcome Nathan. Have Nath feel at home. Nath. Welcome, Nath. Have Nath feel at home. What's up, Khalid? Everyone like my new Lars song today? I only have 2 songs. I'm a two-hit wonder. I'm a two-hit wonder. Use Less Leverage and the Lars theme song. I need to come up with one more song. You know how I like 3, so I only have 2 songs. I have to write one more. Euro's trying to turn. We do have the divergence down here above 30. Trying to turn it here. So Norm Winsky comes up with some very interesting turning points. If you didn't watch it, go back and look at Norm's interview from last week. So he has a turning point in the stock market. I believe it's today or tomorrow. Turning point in the dollar. He called the turn in the crude for at least a bounce. So Norm Winsky's use of looking at the planets in the heavens for inflection points is pretty good in my view. Yeah. So the count changed from what you had yesterday, Ricardo, in the S&Ps. So, yeah. Good luck, Khalid. Oh, yeah, that'd be a third drive. What's this, a 1 minute chart? Huh. Okay, Ved. Thank you, Sir Vedran. Those are good thoughts. Thank you, Sir Vedran. Gold still looks like it can wash out to 1050. Gold still looks heavy. I don't know. It's trying to, maybe it is going to turn here. I still think it looks heavy. Let's see. Yeah, I still think we need the third drive at least down towards 1060. And the gold, it's not ready yet. That's my best guess in gold. There's still some more downside to come. Hello, James. Is this your first time here? Everyone welcome James, just in case it's his first time here. Yeah. He called the bottom. He had a turning point in crude. That happened. And yeah, he said if it rallied back towards the highs. Okay. James, do you have any screenshot software so you could show your chart? A picture speaks 1,000 words, James. So if you could get some screenshot software, you could show us the picture. We're going to get the Aussie yen. Aussie yen also looks like it's going to rally to the breakdown. Thank you, Zavi. This is the FXCM. Everyone thanks Zabi for his look on the FXCM dollar index. Thank you, Zabi. So everyone see the Aussie yen is going to rally back to the breakdown here. 89.5 to 91.20. Okay, so this is the best way, James, to talk about a trade. Rick called it down here, right back to the breakdown. Nice look, Rick. I want to thank Rick. Ricardo Dinger. Thank you, Rick. You guys are a pain in the ass. Use less leverage. Trade the market. Yen's coming off. Euro pound still seems heavy. Guppy's getting into the area here. Everyone doing okay? Jesus. Can you send it a little early, Adinda? David says his email takes some time for him to receive it. Or give me the link and I'll give him the link on Skype. Thank you, Adinda. Yeah. Everyone doing all right? How are you, Apostle? If you're worried and you can't sleep, just count your blessings instead of pips, and you'll fall asleep counting your blessings. Hi, Goldie. How are you, Goldie, my trading warrior brother? Rob, what's new? You're logged in twice. Ali, what are you thinking here in the crude? Everyone doing okay? So we went fast and furious at it for about 35 minutes. Dow's up 15, 17, not major follow through. Khalid's taking a shot here in the S&Ps. Yen looks like it wants to come off. I was talking about a third drive in the pound up here. Now it looks like it's going to come in around 290. There's 1, 2, maybe 3 up here. What's up, Rick? What's up, Ricardo? Yeah, we could have a third drive in the crude. Here's 1, here's 2, and this would be 3 down here. Okay, Ricardo, this is how you use turning points. You never know if they're going to be highs or lows, but you know you have a turning point. So if you have a big move in one direction into a turning point, it's a fade. You get that? Well, take your time. There you go. There's your explanation, Ricardo. I don't know why it's so hard to understand. You're just skeptical because he uses planets. Am I correct? Is that why you're skeptical of the guy? So here comes the crude. We could get that third drive in crude down here. All I know is I've made money using some of his turning points. That's all. That's my testimony. There's many ways to skin a cat. How about an amen on that? There are many ways there are 100 ways to skin a cat. Everyone thinks theirs is the best way. And if it's working for you, it is the best way. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Anyway, Norm is also a friend, so I get defensive when people criticize him because I think he's good. Yeah. That's how I am for my friends. I defend my friends. I would defend any one of you guys if someone wasn't giving you respect. So we respect everyone in here. Yeah, that's because I'm more of a dog person. Well, I think James has a question for you, Ricardo. Yeah, it's going down here. Here's 1, here's 2, and 3 will be right here. Maybe this will give us the next flush in gold. Get a third drive in gold, third drive in crude. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Picking tops and bottoms is as simple as 1, 2, 3. You know, my psychiatrist gave me a diagnosis. You guys wouldn't believe how he diagnosed me. Yeah. Nice, Happy. Yeah. This will be the third down here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Happy. Nice looking crude by Happy. $20.30. Okay. Thank you, Rick. I'm going to take a quick break. Sure, I do all the time. I'm going to take a break and then I'll be back. I'll show you a few live examples. Okay? Stand by, everyone. I'll be back in 5. Okay, I'm back. No, not schizophrenia. I've been diagnosed a dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac. Welcome to our community, Inam. So that's it. Here's a look from Decadic, about half an hour away from our interview. It's got the same thing down here in crude, maybe down here. Thank you, Khalid. Thank you, Khalid. Do you know why he diagnosed me that? A dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac. And any guesses? Pretty strange diagnosis, right? Because I stay up all night wondering whether or not there's really a dog. I stay up all night wondering whether or not there's really a dog because I'm a dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac. Everyone doing okay? Everyone doing all right? Everyone doing all right? It's for you, David. They should post the use less leverage song on the site. So we will have some nice weekly divergence once we clean out these lows in the gold. Euro's trying to come out of the hole here. But so is the pound. So euro pound is lagging. Everyone doing all right? S&P is a little lower now. Here, James. Hold on. Oh. Can you hear it? Can you hear that? I know Goldie wanted to hear this. So you heard that, James? So you guys can hear that when I play it? That's a song, James. Could anyone besides Forex Pipper hear that? Give me a Y if you could hear that song. Ziggy produced the video. Can you guys hear it when I play it? Yes or no? Did you guys hear that? Use Less Leverage song when I played the video? Hello? Anyone home? Okay, so it doesn't play. Okay. That's YouTube. Okay. Hi, Fab. How are you? All right. All right, James. You get a live version. All right. Use less leverage when you trade the markets. Use wider stops so you don't get picked off. Use less leverage or you might lose your head and your account will be dead. Use less leverage. use less leverage. That's it, James. Smaller size, wider stops. If you can't be wrong for a day, how can you be right for a week? Capisce Mundo? Live from San Diego. It's Turnaround Tuesday. Turnaround Tuesday. Although I think it's going to be Wednesday. So the euro, I still think, is going to go for this line down here. Maybe it's tomorrow. 105.80. Still could happen. So besides a lot of good ideas happening in here, we also have some fun. Because, you know, trading is what we do. It's not who we are. And one of the healthiest things you could do during the day is to laugh with your friends. Laugh with your friends. And we do that in here every day, don't we? Don't we not only trade together, but laugh together? How about an amen on not just trading together, but laughing together? All trading warrior brothers and sisters, laughing together. So we're about 15 minutes away from our interview. Here comes the yen. Not done yet. Needs those new highs. Euro pound still wants a big round number. I think tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow we have Fed minutes. We have Fed minutes tomorrow, right? Maybe euro pound doesn't bottom until the pound gets up here. Looks like 52.80 or so in the pound coming for a third drive. Third drive in the pound up here at about 53. And maybe that's when the pound begins to underperform the euro. Just something to keep an eye on. Let's do some fresh fibs here. From this two driver. So 61.8 back is 53.13 in pound. That's where I think the pound's going to have some problems, right up around the 61.8 retrace of this decline. It'll be a third drive right around the 153 level. Give me a Y if you see it. You don't have to agree with me, but I think that's where the pound is going. And that could be a great shorting opportunity. Another 80 pips higher, 70, 80 pips higher. So it's a nice retrace of this. The RSI down here confirmed, right? What kind of low is this we have in the pound? What kind of low is that? Abel? Hey, but what kind of low is that in the pound dollar, the RSI? What kind of low is that? Anyone know? How about you, Alien, Ali, Khalid? What kind of low is that? You know what kind of low that is, Borgia? What do I call that low? That's right. So, what's the implications of a confirmed low, David? I teach this. Do markets bottom on confirmed lows and top on confirmed highs? Just doing a little teaching here, guys. Confirmed, right. What's the implication on the real simple implicator, which some people call the relative strength index? What does that imply? Right. What does it imply? What's the implications of a confirmed low? Anyone know the second part of the question? We know it's a confirmed low now. I'm trying to teach here now, veteran. Do you know what the implications of a confirmed low or high? Right, but what does it imply when you have a confirmed low or a confirmed high? What what is actionable about knowing that? Right, that there'll be another low. It implies there's another low coming or another high coming. No, wrong. You need to take a webinar with me. There you go. There would be another low that may or may not confirm. That's right. So knowing that, wouldn't I want to sell a 61.8% retracement of a market that gave me a confirmed low? It's not diverging. Not yet. What's the difference? You want to know the whys? That's journalism. It's not diverging yet. So if I know that I have a confirmed low and now the market's almost 61.8 back after making a confirmed low, wouldn't I view that as a potential shorting opportunity? I'm looking for an edge to get in because I think that we're going to take out this low eventually, right? Okay, that's the end of my class. Looks like you guys need to sign up for a coaching session. That's the end of my class. Okay, Sir Veteran. Okay. Thank you, Ved. Thank you, Sir Veteran. All right, David Duty will be with us in a few minutes. Stand by for David. Everyone doing okay? Let's see. Everyone doing okay? I'm trying to get David in there. Okay, Dinda. Stand by, guys. Trying to get our guest into the hangout with us so he could hang out with us. All right, David should be joining us. Stand by for David Duty at David Duty, DUTY, CommonSenseCommodities.com. Should be with us in a moment. Hello, David.
Hi, how are you?
Good, David. Thank you so much for your patience in learning a new technology. I was dragged kicking and screaming into the 21st century, so I know how that is when you have to use a new software product. So I'm going to guide you to sharing your screen. If you look at the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a green box with an arrow. If you click that, that's your screen share, and then different screens will come up and you select that screen that you want to show.
I just did.
Okay, that's a beautiful area. Where is that?
That's where I live, in Boquete, Panama.
Oh, wow, that is beautiful. So temperate climate, you're up in the mountains? Is that why
Yeah, I'm at
because it's pretty warm.
about 3,800 feet elevation, and our temperature ranges from 62 to 80, 365 days a year.
Wow, I'm moving there. I've been thinking about doing. Where are you? Are you originally from the States and you moved overseas?
Yeah, yeah.
How long?
I was born and raised down in Mississippi and lived all over the U.S. I lived in Europe, lived in Australia, lived in China,
Wow.
lived
So
in the
you've been all
Caribbean.
over. So this place must have been special for you to stay there. How long have you been there now?
8 years.
Okay. So a lot of advantages of being an expat, aren't there? Like freedom?
Yeah, there's advantages and disadvantages like any place in the world, but I think there's more advantages than disadvantages. I like the weather most of the time, and we have a rainy season, we have a dry season.
Right.
Uh,
Well,
I
that
kid
sounds
people
like
and say we,
that sounds like trading. We have dry seasons and we have seasons where everything's working for you. And I've
that's
always said
correct.
the difference between pros and amateurs are pros know how to lose, so they have money left to be right with. So I want to thank you for taking your time today to be with us. I read a little bit on your website about you that you started trading in 1995, so you're a 2-decade veteran, and you have
Yeah,
clients, and you've taught in 67 different countries. You have a course, and the name of your website is commonsensecommodities.com. What I like to do before we
yes.
get to the instruments, David, is tell us about the beginning of your journey going into 1995. How did you what attracted you to the trading business? What was the catalyst for getting you involved in trading markets?
Oh, I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, or yeah, most of my life, and had companies back in the '80s that published a computer magazine, and I published the first magazine on a computer in history, first desktop magazine anyway. I took that company public on Nasdaq back in the '80s.
Wow.
I got out of that after about 5 years. Um, Took a few years off. Decided to do a joint venture with the government of Puerto Rico and do a hydroponic tomato farm. Uh,
Puerto
got kind of bored
Rico,
with that, and
yeah.
I
Are you
got
out
a
of that
wire.
business? Are you out of the business in Puerto
Yeah,
Rico?
yeah,
Because, yeah. Do you still follow
yeah.
events
I
in
got out
Puerto
of
Rico?
that. I Yeah, I got out of that business and got uh, package in the mail from a cigar smoking cowboy about trading commodities back in
Oh, Ken Roberts.
'95.
Ken Roberts.
Yeah,
One,
yes.
two, three, 1, 2, 3 patterns.
Yeah, and I kind of fell in hook, line, and sinker and bought everything he had. And I think it took me 30 days to lose about 20 grand and find out that I don't think his methods work very well. And
Okay.
started doing some research and study and took off for a year and probably read 100 books in that year and attended seminars and traveled around the country or the world and tried to find out what people were doing that I wasn't doing or what people weren't doing that I was doing and put together a little methodology of trading, started trading full time back in then. And about 2 years later, I had a bunch of friends over at the house and sitting around the kitchen table, and I had paper charts at that time. It was before internet charts were available. And
Right. Were you using commodity perspective or CRB charts? Because I used to carry that
I'm
book with
sorry,
me
I
all
didn't
the time.
understand you, Dale.
Excuse me?
Yeah, well, I was trading futures at that time, and my wife said, "Well, if you're going to teach people to trade, you're not going to do it at the kitchen table anymore. You're going to go get it run in a classroom somewhere or something," which I did. I went to university and rented a classroom and started teaching people to trade, and did a few months of that. And um, somebody said, "Well, you ought to write a book. You've got all this information you've been giving to us for free." And I said, well, maybe I'll put it all together and do a course or something. They said we ought to call it Common Sense Commodities because everything you're teaching is pretty much common sense. So that's where I started 20 years ago.
Okay,
And
so you live in a beautiful place. You have the freedom of being an entrepreneur and a maverick and trading markets. So if you can share your screen with some charts on it, I'm already envious about that beautiful place you live. I live in a shabby place called San Diego, and cost of living. I'm just curious before we get to the markets. Cost of living in Panama, has it been increasing as more and more people decide to try life outside of the U.S.? And Panama is a very popular place for Americans to go.
We're in the #1 resort community for Panama, and when I came down here, you could live relatively inexpensive. Right now, prices are skyrocketing because of all the gringos coming in buying up everything. So it makes it very difficult for the local Panamanians to get by.
Right.
When I first came down here, you could have live-in maids for about $150 a month, and that's doubled or tripled since then. Housing costs, well, you can buy houses here, depending on what you want to live in. If you want to live in a typical Panamanian, 800 square foot house, you can buy one of those for probably $100,000, or you could go into Valle Escondido, where I bought a villa, and you can spend anywhere from $300,000 or $400,000 to $2 or $3 million for a place there.
Sounds like America. The haves and the have-nots. Yeah. So So I was Skyping you earlier, and you said you had some nice trades that work for you in oil and gold. There's a lot of interest in our community and following trading and following crude because a lot of us correlate the action in USD CAD, the Canadian dollar, to what's happening in crude. Right. There's a pretty tight correlation. And then on gold, personally, I correlate what's happening in the Aussie with what's happening in the gold market. So perhaps you could share your charts and talk to us a little bit about what you do and what you're seeing.
Sure. Are we live right now?
Yes, we're live.
Okay. I thought if you don't mind for just a minute, I'll show you a little bit about myself and where I live and things like that, and I'll show you some of the charts and the way that I trade and do a few things. These are some photos that I share with some of the students because everybody talks about Panama and where we are, and I've traveled all over the world on motorcycles. I've traveled throughout the U.S., Canada, Australia, Europe, China. I was hired by the exchange down in Brazil. That's the Brazilian exchange in Sao Paulo a few years ago when I was down. Where I live in Valle Escondido is kind of a resort community. Mel Gibson comes in and rents a place. Have a heliport in the backyard. They're riding my motorcycle somewhere. Crossing the Andes. Some of the bikes. This is the road between the border of Santiago and Chile. But anyway, there's Mel Gibson and I at the clubhouse. We were talking where I live. Just different things. I've been able to. That's one of my toucans, Bonnie. But yeah, I've lived all over the world. Traveled. I love to travel. So anyway, that's just a little bit about me. I'll show you now. As I mentioned to you, I don't trade the Forex. I position trade. And there's some software that I use. I use Gecko software to do that. And one of the things that I use quite often is a program they have called TradeMiner, which most people have not seen. But you can actually select a commodity, a single commodity if I wanted to check like what gold has done for the past 20 years, the Canadian dollar, any commodity. Or I could check for the month of November, and I could say I want trades that have won 80% of the time, showing both buy and sell. Trades that last for 15 days, but not more than 45, with at least 5 years of history. And then I could say dig down. It's going to go through and find out every market that I've got, and tell me when to enter that market, when to exit that market, what it's done over the last 5 to 15 years. And it's going to rate those on a scale of 1 to 5. As you can see here, it's the Australian dollar, and it's telling me down here at the bottom that in the last 5 years, it's won 4 years out of the last 5 by entering on November the 2nd, exiting on November the 24th.
Yeah,
if I'd have done that every year,
David, it's not showing anything on the Aussie here. I'm still showing your
Your-
Trade Miner Pro futures. There's no data.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the green line, the results?
Yeah, over here on the left, you can see here. These are trades that are rated from 5. I can score them from 1 to 5, or they score from 1 to 5. I'm just giving you an example on the Australian dollar. Here you can see that the Australian dollar, it tells you buying or bearish on November the 2nd through November the 24th. For the last 5 years, if you entered that trade on November the 2nd, exited on the 24th, you would have had 4 years of wins and 1 year of loss for $800. All right.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily trade that.
It picks out seasonal trades.
Yes, this is a seasonal history. Like here's crude as an example. It doesn't mean that crude's going to do that this year. It's just telling you what it's done for the last 5 years to 15 years.
Yeah, we're not seeing a crude. David, I'm sorry to interrupt you. We're not seeing charts up here. I'm not seeing a crude.
No, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to put those up in just a second. I'm just showing you
I see.
how I go about using seasonals within the charts itself. And I'll show you some charts. Let's go back in and look at 3 charts that I put up this morning. Here's crude, here's gold, and here's RBOB. All right. So those are the 3 charts that you were talking about this morning that people have some interest in. Crude, gold, and gasoline as an example.
I don't see any charts.
Yeah, I can go back in and put up chart overlays and say I want seasonal history. And it's going to go back through and put a chart here, and it's going to show you that historically, I've got it set up for 5 and 10 years, that market falls during this period of time. And it's been doing exactly that. So it is more or less following the historical tendencies for crude. All right. Gold, I could do the same thing on gold. I could put up a seasonal history on gold. And at this time of year, gold typically goes up. So it is not following seasonal tendencies right now. It's dropping. So I wouldn't necessarily use the seasonal history because it's going opposite of seasonals or the historicals. So I can take that off and remove that. Same thing on RBOB.
I'm telling you, David, for the third time, we're not seeing anything but the thing that you put up with Trade Miner.
You're not seeing a chart right now?
No, I've been trying to tell you that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why. It's showing on my screen, the same screen that was, I don't know why you're not seeing a screen.
Why don't you stop the screen share and then do it again, and perhaps that'll work.
Okay. All right, let me stop the screen share. I'll do another screen share.
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
Now I see nothing. You have to click on the screen and start what you want to show.
Huh. I've got a screen showing on my second monitor of a chart on gasoline.
Okay. All I see is
And
anyone see anything
can you
besides
see
me?
it now? I don't even see. I don't see you.
Okay, well, here's me. But we're not seeing
Well, yeah,
anything.
I can see you now when I click
Okay,
on Dell, and
yeah, now if you click
next
your
to that,
box,
there's
you'll see, when you click your box, you'll see we're seeing nothing but the icon of a person talking. So you may not be on the, I think you have to show what's on that particular screen. I tell you what,
all
David,
right.
why don't you just go
I see.
ahead and why don't you just go ahead verbally and talk to us about the markets and what you're seeing. I don't know how to help you out here to show a visual.
I don't know why you're not seeing my screens.
Yeah. Well, we were
back.
able
Let
to
me go back.
see the picture of where you live, and then you pulled up that market miner, whatever it's called, and that was it.
And you can see that.
We were able to see that.
Yeah,
Yes.
trade miner. I don't know why you can't see the chart because it's on the same screen that trade miner was on.
Hmm.
I have no idea. Screen 1, screen 2, untitled book. Let me see if you can see that. Can you see it now?
Still see nothing.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Screenshot 2. Hmm. You can't see it now.
No. Still can't see anything.
That's very strange.
So I apologize. I apologize for you not being brought through this and us not being able to do the visuals. Why don't you just give us an overview of what you see happening here in the markets? Gold is flirting with this new lows here, and oil. We had a nice bounce here. Maybe if you minimize the trade miner, we might be able to see your charts. Why don't you try
Trade mine. Okay, let me just let me get rid of trade miners if that helps at all. I'll just close that window. I closed that application.
Okay, now turn screen share off and do it one more time. Sometimes the third time is a charm.
Okay. Your screen share your screen, Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it's the upper left-hand corner, green box
Yes.
with an arrow.
Yes.
Click
Yes.
that, and
I
then
click
you'll
on
see
that.
different. Then you click the monitor you want to show, and then start.
Well, that's what I was doing here. Untitled book is the name of the chart that I've got up. Okay. Let me see if I can pull the screen over. Maybe that will help something. Can you see it now?
No, nothing.
That's
So
my
I tell
laptop.
you what, David.
I got two.
Why don't we? Perhaps we can reschedule this for another time when perhaps someone could work with you on Hangout. I apologize for it being difficult for you, and this is we used to just do everything over Skype. This is a new way for us to go. There we go. We have charts. Beautiful.
Yeah, charts.
We see your charts.
All right. Now then, can you see a chart moving left?
Yeah, we're looking at the gold.
And right.
We're looking at the gold right now.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Right now, I'm in some live trades, and I'm short gold right now. But I was going to show you how I would trade gold if I was a trader. First, I'd analyze what's going on the market, and I see gold coming down here hitting double bottoms. Looks to me like it's going to continue south. Now, rather than doing a futures contract, because that has a lot of risk for me, I've got a zigzag tool with a target, a retracement target back up in here. I'm not going to take a $5,200 risk on that trade. So what I would do what I call a bias strangle. And what I would do is going into options. Obviously, if I want to be short, I'd buy a put. I'd buy a put at the market with 1075. at 1075. 41 days left, I paid $2,100 for that. So I'd buy a put. I'd buy a put at market. I'm not going to try to get in between bid and ask. In this example, I just buy it at market. So I just spent $2,200. I'm down 30 on it, down 40 on it, only because of the bid and ask. Now, if I wanted to buy something or sell something rather to help pay for that put that I just bought, I would sell an out-of-the-money call and an out-of-the-money put. So really what I'm doing is a bias strangle on that market. As an example, if I wanted to buy a call or sell a call, I'm sorry, let me cancel this. I'd want to sell a call, and I'd sell a call up here, collect $570 as an example, and then I would sell a put down below it. And let's just use this as an example. So really what I've got is a a covered put or a spread rather, and I've done a bias position. So I've actually picked up in premium $490 plus 960. So I picked up $1,400 in premium to help offset that $2,300 that I just spent. So actually what I'm doing is strangling the market in a biased direction. And I do that quite often. That seems to work extremely well for me because if the put that I sold loses value, the call that I sold is going to gain in value. And obviously I'm thinking that market is going to go down. Just on the bid and ask, I'm down 50, 30, $100 just because of the bid and ask. But just in the last few days, I've done the same type of strategy on gold, and I've also done it on the S&P, and I've also done it in crude. And I picked up about $5,000 on those three contracts in the last 3 or 4 days on each contract. So that works fairly well for me. Rather than just selling the put, I'll sell a call at the same time. Now, maybe I'll exit one side of that or both sides of that if the market goes against me. But it gives me some liberty to do something else. Now, crude right now, I think crude is going to come back down. Seasonally, it's supposed to come back down. Here on the seasonals chart, I'll get rid of that, but it's seasonally supposed to come back down. I use 3 indicators usually: slow stochastic, CCI, and RSI. I like those very well. And I also use Advantage Lines, which is I believe a proprietary indicator for Gecko. I also use their zigzag tool, and I'll use also a tool called Bulls and Bears, which is theirs. And it tells you whether that market is really bullish or bearish. You can adjust it to whatever positions that you feel comfortable with. As far as sensitivity, you can see it changing, and it gives you buy and sell signals. The red arrows are sell signals. In this case, selling the market here, and yellow is neither bullish nor bearish. It's neutral. But the market has been bearish. I would be bearish that market rate. So if I wanted to do that, rather than buying a futures contract, which to me carries a whole lot of risk, $6,000 in risk, it's a little bit too much risk for me, I would do an option. And like I said, you could do just a straight at the money put if you wanted to do that. I'd go out for 29 days. I'm in the January contract, so I'd pick up a 42.50 put, and I would buy that put down here at 42.50. I'd pay market for it, just as an example here. And if I wanted to offset some of that risk, I could sell a put down here.
So and you do a lot of options. Do you subscribe to the option? I said this in my younger skeptical days that options are like relationships. 90% of them expire worthless.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
In this case, I spent.
So you're a writer. You take advantage of time decay on your positions.
Yes, absolutely, on both sides. Usually on both sides.
Okay.
So I'll sell
So
a put and I'll sell a call.
You're like the Panama Strangler.
Yeah, yeah. And I'll strangle the market and buy it direct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think if the market's going to go down, I'll sell a put down here as an example. So as you know, on an option, if that market is at or below this area or this strike down here, I'm going to make $4,600 less my spread cost, which is about $1,000. No, more than that, $1,300. So I make $3,200 on that if crude is at or below this strike price in 29 days. Now, if I wanted to increase that, I could sell a call up here. I don't think it's going to be up here. And I would pick up another $1,200 on that. So I've actually picked up $2,000 or $1,400 here. And what did I pick up on the other one? 500. So I picked up $1,900. And I spent $1,850. So that option actually cost me nothing.
Right.
I'm into that option for free. All right.
Okay.
And if price comes back down here, I'm going to make $4,500 less my spread cost, which was zero. So I'll make $4,500 on that.
Nice.
Now, if price goes back up against me,
what's the risk on the position if it breaks out of your strike ranges?
Well, here I have to look at the delta on that. I have to look at the delta. Actually, I sold two here. Let me just exit one of those. Here. So I've got an option up here that I've received 1,400, and that's a 150. I'd go back in here and I'd have to look at see what my delta is on that. And my delta is 48. No, can't be. That's on a put. On a call, where was that strike on this call? That's 5150. Let's go back up here to a 5150. And my delta on that right now is nothing. It's 105. So then I'd look at the delta on this put down in here. All right, and the delta on this put, 3750 put. The delta on that is 13. So I've got like an 18 difference in delta, and this position here has a delta of 50, obviously, at the money. So I'm making about 30% more than I'm losing if the market goes back down. If the market goes back up, I'm losing more. I'm making more on the put than I'm losing on the call that I sold. And I could exit that position if it starts to rally. I don't think crude's going to be back up here in the next 29 days. It could be. I would think that it would be down here, which is more advantageous to me because I've done the strangle on it. So I'm making almost $5,000 on that position at no cost if it goes in my favor. Now my risk, obviously, I've got a naked call up here of 1,400, but I picked up $500 to offset that, so I'm really into it for $1,000, and I can always exit the put that I purchased. And I don't just trade options. I trade a lot of futures. I'm long the dollar right now on a futures position.
What's your upside target in the dollar?
All right, I would have to look at the dollar.
Yeah.
I would go back to here. My upside would be then. Here's my next upside, my second upside. is here. So I've got another upside coming up here.
Yeah, we're still looking at the crude chart.
Another 40. I'm looking at the US dollar. Maybe it hasn't refreshed yet.
Okay, there it is.
But I've got the dollar chart up.
Okay, 101.20, 102.50. I've heard those targets bandied about. Okay.
Yeah, right. So that would be my first target. I'd probably add on to here. But I got long the dollar down in here. So I'm up, $1,000 or something on that position, and I think that's going to increase. And that's a futures position.
Okay.
I've got to stop. I've got to stop down here at the zigzag target, which is a pretty big stop for me anyway. It's a $300 stop, and I'm looking at $2,800 gain. So that's a little bit lopsided for me. I could adjust the zigzag tool if I wanted to bring it up a little bit, but I like the default settings on the zigzag tool. But I don't have to stay in it. I mean, if I came down here and I lost, $1,000 on that trade, I'd get out. I'd cut my losses on that. But I'm looking at, 2.5 or 3 to 1 gain on that position. During the last year or this year, now these are for my the charts that I'll show you are for my webinar students, because I do webinars every day. And these are actual trades that I put on for the students starting back in January. I lost $300. I made $80. I made 9,000. I haven't updated for November yet, which I need to do. But back in September, I was up 76% for the year. On a $50,000 account, it was up to 88. So it's made 38,000, which is a 76% return. I'm a little bit better than that right now. I apologize if you hear my dog barking in the background. We've got somebody at the front door.
Okay.
But anyway, let me stop that real quick. Hold on. All right. Had my maid let the dog out. So anyway, so those are positions that I've done during the webinars this year. So we're up about 85% for the year. Let's see what else.
What would be the I hear an echo. I hear myself echo. Are you in the room as well, David?
Yeah, I'm in the room.
Okay, yeah, maybe you could mute the sound of the room that you're in. But what would be the best way for people to follow you and get a better idea because of the technical issues we've had in this interview? I know that your website is www.commonsensecommodities.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, or you can actually access it by my name, davidduty.com. And we're in the process of making that website right now. So none of the shopping carts or anything else are working.
How much is your 400 or 500 page course that you put out? How much is it?
The commodities course is $497. The options course is $397. They come with about 50 videos that go through each example. Like I'm showing you an example here, I'd have about 50 different examples of different types of trades to put on. I use a lot of trend lines. I use a lot of support and resistance. I love Fibonacci. I use Fibonacci all the time to tell me where I think prices are going. Right now, the markets have been so volatile. I mean, they're extremely volatile, as everybody knows, especially in the last week with what's been going on in France and the rest of the world. Crude has been dropping like crazy. I think gold will continue to drop. I'm very bearish on gold.
I'm looking for 1050. You have
as
any
you-
downside? Do you have any downside targets in gold?
well, I can tell you what a downside target would be. If I went over to a longer term chart, we don't have anything on the current contract. I'd have to go to a longer term
Weekly?
chart. I'd go to a weekly chart, and I would look and see
1030.
where a downside target on weekly might be. We're very close. We're right at that weekly target right now. So you could draw a monthly target and see where we could be on a monthly. And as you can see on a monthly, we've got a lot of room left to go on a monthly.
Okay, where would that be? Yeah, I can't see it. Give me a number.
Yeah. Okay, hang on, and I'll tell you. I would use a Fibonacci on that, and I would go back. Well, if you went all the way back to the beginning of the chart, you've got a long way to go on gold. That's going back a little bit too far in history for me. You could also use a 1, 2, 3 projection. If I wanted to use that, let's see where we are on a 1, 2, 3 projection. There's a 1, 2. If I use this now, this is an upside projection of where the market could go back to on the upside, but I think we still have a lot of downside on that. Let me delete that tool. Sometimes it's kind of hard to grab it. I'll just delete all drawing tools. Right? If I were to use a 1, 2, 3 projection on that, and let's say that we do have a little bit of a pullback. Here's a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's say that we did a 1, 2, 3. Come here, tool. All right, I have to show drawing tools again. 1, 2, 3 projections on that. If I were to use this, well, come on. I'll get rid of this first one that I've got. It's kind of hard sometimes to.
That's okay, David. That's okay. We're bumping against the end of the time that we have for the interview. I want to thank you once again for joining us and making the brave attempt to use this technology. And I wish you and
Yeah, I'm sorry.
your family and all your students a great fall trading season. You know, happy Thanksgiving in Panama and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and good hunting.
Well, to you too. I appreciate your time.
All right, David. Nice
All right.
meeting you.
Take care,
We'll give this another shot down the road, okay?
No problem. No problem at all.
All right.
Take
Thank you,
care.
David.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. That's David Duty at David Duty CTA at davidduty.com. If you want to find out more about David. We have new lows coming here and dollars making new highs here, guys. I apologize for the technical difficulties that we had. Yeah, I think you're right, Tico. I talked about us taking out the big round number of 70. We're going to do it here. Yeah, otherwise we're going to 68. If we don't hold here, then you got to be looking for this on the weekly. Down towards 68 if we don't turn here. Here's Tico's look. Remember, tomorrow's the 18th. Thank you, Tico. I want to thank Tico for his view on Europound. Avi. Thank you, Tico. So here's my wrap up, my friends. Euro's still heading towards targets down here near 106. Still another 50 pips to go. pointed out in the pound dollar. Starting to reverse up around this area. Still think we might head up. US dollar yen is now making the new highs. We're taking out these highs and beginning to diverge. So my Nostra Pinkert is that the top in the dollar, at least for an inflection point, will start tomorrow within the next 24 hours. Should give us another shorting opportunity in USD CAD. And now I'm looking for reversals in US dollar yen, another 40, 50 pips higher. Those are my calls and my look. I think we're within 24 hours of at least correction in the dollar. So the whole globe is bullish. We'll see how right they could be, but we've been looking for this 105.80, 106 level for several days now. Been talking about new highs in the yen from last week. Now we're there. So get prepared in the next 24 hours for potential reversals. I want to thank everyone for their contributions today. I want to thank Ricardo. Some great looks from Ricardo and Tico and all my trading warrior brothers and sisters. Khalid gave us some nice screenshots. Veteran, Sir Veteran did. Zavi did. Happy did. Thank you, Borgia. Thank you, Goldie, James, Fab, Ziggy, Alien, Apostle, Rob, Fabian, Jax, Ali, Rob, Alexei, Ed ZFX, and Nathan. So you're welcome, Sir Veteran. You're welcome. So we're almost at this level. I think let me just take a quick look at the Dixie for everyone. Here's the Dixie. Should be making new highs here in the Dixie. This is delayed. I was talking par 33 to 55. That par 33 number is a number that we got from our interview with Peter Goodburn last week. Hi, Asirik. So looking for potential highs and then some type of pullback, most likely tomorrow, maybe around the Fed minutes. Everyone enjoy the rest of their day. Good hunting. Remember, don't just count your pips. Here's the dollar index. Count your blessings. We're in this third drive up here. Peter Goodburn had par 33, so we'll see what happens up here tomorrow. And with that, thank you everyone for collaborating, hanging out with me today. If you like what Laura's doing for you, establish an account with FX Pro. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. Thank you, Adinda. Thank you, FX Street. Thank you, my trading warrior brothers and sisters. Good hunting. Adios.